Shalom. I am Tawab Papak, and I'd like to first be giving all praise to the Most High in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Kwakadash, and giving double orders to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. And today's lesson is going to be about what is God and what does Lord mean. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Some people use the term God and don't even know what the term God actually means. They usually just use that as interchangeable for the Most High, not even realizing that's what they're trying to say to Most High. Or they say, "Don't you believe in God?" But they don't know that they probably was talking to a God every day. You know, what does a God mean? Well, if you go into, you can go to Genesis 1. The word for God means Elohim. And let's go into that word. Elohim, or it's not Elohim, it's Elohim. Or they say Elohim, but it's Elohim, which means rulers, judges, God. So God just means ruler or judge, and it just means a person in a particular position of power and authority. Someone has authority to judge you or rule you, and that could be an angel, it could be one of us, or it could be the Most High or the Lord Himself. But those are the gods on this earth. So it just means ruler or people in position of power. Now, there are many gods. Actually, there's many gods. As a matter of fact, we are some of them. Our people are the gods, and we can prove it. You go to Psalms. We pull out Psalms 82 and 6. And what it says, what did the Lord say to us? He said, "I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." So what did He tell us we was? He said we are the gods. The gods that they talking about, they kept captives with us. We are those gods. You can go to John 10, 34. John 10, verse 34. And Yahweh Shai answered them, "Is it not written in your law, I said ye are gods?" So that's the law. It's not just something made up. That's actual law. And now, how do we show we are gods? Well, you go to Isaiah, verse 41, or chapter 41, on verse 21 through 23. "Produce your cause, saith the Lord. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Jacob. Let them bring them forth. Show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things, what they be, that we may consider them, and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods. Ye do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. Hey. Hey, little man. Salaki. About to get back into it. So, as you can see, we show we gods through proving these prophecies. Like I said, let them bring them forth and show us what shall happen. Who shows what happens? The prophets. And who people are the prophets? The Israelites, our people. So what are the gods? That's us. We can show about what's going to happen in the future. Now, how are we gods? By definition. So, well, if you go back to the definition of what the word God means, right, in Hebrew, in the ancient text, in the original language, it literally means ruler or judges. And who are the judges of today? Who are the judges of the world? It's a certain group of people. And those people called the Hebrew Israelites. And you're gonna bring that up in verse 2 and 10. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Salakia. Let's get back into it. So, yeah, man, we the judges of the earth. Now, how do we know he was talking to the Israelites? Well, for one, Psalms. We already know the book of Psalms. That's one of something that King David wrote. Had big dealings with. But we also know who Solomon was, and Solomon was an Israelite. What did he say about his people? These are the brothers that was ordained by the Most High, the Lord, or quote unquote what y'all like to call God himself, stating that we are gods. We go to the wisdom of Solomon. Let's go into wisdom of Solomon. Matter of fact, very first verse. Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. So, who is the judges of the earth? The gods of the earth. That's us. You can go to further prove that, and we can go further in the wisdom of Solomon 6 verse 1. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. So the judges of the earth is our people. And we can go into Psalms 148. There's good gods and there's the evil gods. We are the original, the rightful owners, the rightful gods of this earth. Sons of the one true God, the Most High. The ultimate God. The sons of his chosen. That's Psalms 148, verse 11. Kings of the earth, and all people, princes, and all judges of the earth. Okay, so he calling out the kings of the earth. All right. Princes. The judges. So, another way, how do we know that it's us? Well, it was prophesied, right? It was prophesied by the Lord Himself. This is prophecy. The people that was supposed to rule are our people, the Israelites. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord. Possess means you own. For servants and handmaids. So what that means? They are servants and are handmaidens. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. The same people that captured us will be our captives. And they shall rule over their oppressors. So we got the real gods and the false gods. When we don't fall, and there's another group of guys that was supposed to rule, is the Edomites, the so-called white men. What people call the so-called white men. But it's just their nationality. It's just their nation. And it's either our nation is going to rule, the rightful gods, or these false gods. These pretenders to the throne. It was prophesied that the wicked the world would be given into the hands of the wicked when we not doing what we're supposed to do. But your gods are going to return to power. All of the rightful gods will. And soon we'll be showing y'all our God-like power. So, you might want to ask, how do you become a god? Well, to become a god, you gotta become His son. You gotta be one of the sons of God. It goes by nation. To become a god, you gotta be a son of God, and that's, you go into Daniel. There's a few verses that you can use it for, like the Daniel 3, verse 25. And he answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. So what? Son of God. Then we got Genesis, bro. They can turn that shit off, man. Genesis 6 and 2. These are the sons of Adam. And that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. These your heroic legends right here. Your heroic legends right here. You can see the devil trying to be in his works, trying to stop us from bringing out this truth, causing all types of nonsense and noises, interruptions, but that ain't gonna stop this truth. We're about to keep going. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. Now these sons of God are angels, right? Because who they present themselves before the Lord, and Satan was there as well. So he presented himself to the Lord in this heavenly council. Now, there's many verses of the sons of God. So we about to go into the angels, the sons of God. And people have worshipped these beings like they were gods. So these are what you quote unquote gods. When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. Now, how do we become sons of God? Well, we're going to bring that out in John 1, John 1 and 12. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believed on his name. So the ones that become the sons of God, like, you get chosen. The Lord, the Most High, he chooses you. He chooses your people. He chooses your race. He chooses your nationality. He chooses your nation. So that's how you become a son of God. And we go to Romans and prove that we are the sons of God. You go to Romans. Romans 8 and 19. For the earnest expectations of the creatures waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. Okay. Now, does that mean everyone is a son of God? No, everyone is not a son of God. He chose our people. And you read that in 1 John. Let me see, make sure I get that. 1 John. I want to get to 1 John 3:1. Behold, what manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. They couldn't be his sons. He ain't even know him. So the whole world is not the sons of God. They ain't even know him. The sons of God are our people. You can read that and how do you know that you become a God? Well, we the ones that have the inheritance. And when you grow up, you become what your father is, and you inherit what he inherits. And our Father owns the whole world, the whole earth. So if your father was a king, when you grow up and it's time to inherit, what you ain't gonna inherit? You gonna inherit his kingdom. You gonna inherit everything he has, and you become what? You become a king. So you inherit what he inherits, and you become what you are, what your father is. So you grow up to be the same as your father. So if your father is a God, then you grow up to be a God. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see as he is. So what it means, you grow up to become a God. We are the gods of this earth. Every people on this planet is not a god of the earth. The so-called Africans, Hamites, they're not the gods. The so-called Gentiles, or whatever Gentile you want to say, the Germans, the Russians, the Samoans, these people are not your gods. The Israelites are the gods of this earth. And we have our God. That's why we're going to rule this world. Because we are rightful God to this world. Now, we are acknowledged as the sons of God. And you can get that in verse 18, 13. For whereas they would not believe anything by reason of enchantments upon the destruction of the firstborn, they acknowledge this people to be the sons of God. Our people are the sons of God. We are these so-called gods. Now, again, how do we become gods? The Lord chooses us. Now we can go back to we can skip, you know what I'm saying? I want to shorten this up a bit. Now we go to we can prove this in Proverbs. Come on, man, Proverbs, buddy, Proverbs. There we go, Proverbs 8 and 15, right? Verse 15. By me, kings reign, princes upon decree of justice. By my princes rule, nobles, even all the judges of earth. Did I make that? That's not the right verse. Is it First Kings? Let's see. It be First Kings 3 and 8. First Kings 3 and 8. There we go. You know you become a son of God, or you by being chosen by the Lord Himself. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. So He chooses us to be His sons. We are already His sons, but then we get adopted. So we got Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. Let's get into that. And thou art an holy people. What holy means? Separate. A separate people. We different. We different from other people. Unto thy Lord, thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. See that? So He chose us. Again, we can bring out another verse. You know, I can run this into the ground if I got to. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto Himself above all the nations that are upon the earth. Yep. We bring out 1 Peter 2 and 9. I'm gonna bring out as many verses as I can to have you overly understand this point. But ye are chosen generation. See, He chooses you. A royal priesthood. He makes you royal. And holy nation. A separate and different nation. Unique. Separate. Not like them. We separate ourselves from them. We do things different. Make it a completely different day. Alright, the same way we have our holy days, and that got to be a completely different day, separate from other days where we do different things. Not the same thing that we do on a regular day. It's the same way our people is compared to these other people. A peculiar people, unique, that ye should shew forth the praises of Him who hath called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. So He saved us from our dark ways. So this right here is proving we are the gods. We are the chosen God. So let's see. got to be chosen. So, again, how do we know this is God, that we become gods? Well, I already gave you an example of a king. Well, I can give you a simple example of a last name and title. Same as kings. You just use your last name. All right. If your daddy name is God, you grow up, your last name, God. So if he God, what are you? A God. If your daddy name is, Lorenzo. His last name Lorenzo. Your last name is Lorenzo. So what are you? A Lorenzo. Your daddy is a God. You are what? A God. And so, again, that's how you make a God. Now, how did this all start about? Well, we have the original God, the first and true God, the original God. And then we have the first created God, the first celestial God that was ever created was the Word. Made flesh, became Adam. Later on became Yahushua. And you go to 1 John 1:1. Or John, I think it's John 1 verse 1. Yes. In the beginning was the Word. All right. So the very beginning of time, or the very beginning of all things, started with the Word. And the Word was with God. So what does that mean? There was a being that was already there. And the way that you can look at it is when you first begin your life and you come out through your mother's womb, who was already there? Who was already alive before your beginning? Your father. Your father existed before the beginning of your life. And the Word was God. So what did the Word grow up and become? What did he become? He became a God. Like who? His father. The same was in the beginning with God. Like who? His father. So he grew up to be a powerful being. He grew up to be a power, just like his father. His father existed before time, existed before the beginning. He is the beginning. He's the first created celestial God. And we know that your kids inherit your rank and position. And like I said, the Lord has the whole world. And you pull that out in Psalms 33:12. Blessed is a nation whose God is the Lord, and a people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. So what does the Lord own? He owns every fucking thing. He owns everything. There's nothing he don't own. He owns everything. He owns this entire world, and we inherit that. Now, if we own the entire world, how could we not be gods? Gods rule the world. Kings can rule a country, but in this case, our king will be ruling the world. We're gonna rule the whole world again. So, what did we do to become the sons of God? Right? You might ask, right? You might want to know, like, what did we do? For one, He just chose us because we was different and he liked us. It was nothing special about us. He made us special because he chose us. We was the least of everyone. We was the least, not the most. We was the least out of everyone. The smaller nations, the smallest nation, newer. And he favored us. Now after he sat right there and chose us, what did we do to actually solidify the agreements of being his sons and becoming a God, our son of God? We had to create a pact, a covenant, an agreement, a contract. We got a contract, an agreement with the Most High, with the Lord himself. We got an agreement with him. It's like a marriage pact, a covenant, like a marriage vow. You know, till death do us part and all that. With all this, I'm faithful through sickness and health and all that. We agreed to a pact. We are his wives. I'm gonna bring that out in Joshua 24, verse 22. And Joshua said unto the people, ye are witnesses against yourselves. So he said we basically holding ourselves accountable, that ye have chosen you, the Lord, to serve him. And they said we are witnesses. So we all just made an agreement. Our people all witness ourselves, make that agreement that we are going to serve the Lord the way he asked us to. And it's not going to get better until we start doing what we made that contract with. That agreement with this contract. Acts 3:25. Ye are the children of the prophets and of the covenant which God made with our fathers, so our ancestors. He made a pact with our ancestors. We got to uphold that forever. That agreement that they made back then, it falls down to the kids. It's a pact. It's an agreement we made forever. Saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed shall all the kindred of the earth be blessed. So through us the world will be blessed. If we keep this agreement with this pact we made, this contract. Luke 1, verse 72. To perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant. See what it means? Separate, unique, covenant, a pact, an agreement. We made an agreement with the Most High, with God. So that's the meaning of the word God. Well, actually, no. I'm not about to close this up. We got a little bit more time, so I'm about to go ahead and go through this. I'm about to go ahead and go to what Lord means. So, the word Lord, you can get Strong's G. Yeah, it's a Greek word. 2962. So, here we go. So, what does Lord mean? Because, some people be saying God interchangeably. We're trying to break that down. So, God means multiple things. You can be talking about the Israelites, our people. You can be talking about the Lord, or the Messiah. Y'all was trying to man y'all call Christ. Or you can be talking about the Most High. Or you be talking about Esau, who is like the evil God that's ruling the earth. Because he the so-called white man.
because he gained rulership after our fall for disobeying. So you got the wicked God, who is pretty much the children of Satan. But as far as Lord, this is what the word Lord means. In Greek, it's called Kurios.
Strong's G 2962. Kurios. Kurios.
Alright, Kurios. Alright. So, Kurios just means he to whom a person or thing belongs, about which he has power of deciding. Master Lord, the possessor and disposer of things. So that means they own the owner, one who has control of the person. So the master. So Lord just means master, possessor, the owner, one who controls or owns a person or people. So when we say the Lord, we're saying our owner, our master, or like the man that owns us. Like, and people want to feel like, oh, they're not owned by nobody. When you're a kid, you're owned by your parents. When you're a citizen, you're owned by your government. When you're under a kingdom and you're a peasant, you're owned by your king. Lord is just a position of ownership. In this case, is a Lord that's above all kings. So he got the highest position of Lord. Lord in itself doesn't mean you're above kings, but the Lord is above kings because he's the owner of all people and he's the owner of the world. So in that particular predicament, Lord in that sense would be the highest rank for a God besides the Most High. Until you get like the king, our king, which would be King David, but that would be below the Lord. He'll be ruling the earth while the Lord rules the heavens. And the Most High just rules everything. The Lord is a similar to the position of father. If you are the father of your kids, you are the possessor. So even if your kid is a king, you are his father, his Lord. Kind of like, well, that don't always fit. So we're gonna dispose of that. That doesn't always fit, but that was just the best way of me trying to give an example of this. I don't want any further to go off, so I might just keep diving into that. Now, for me, if you want to rank the gods, you just gotta go by their position of power. Like Yahweh, the Most High, is the ultimate God. He's the source of all powers. Then you have Yahushua. He's the first celestial God. He's the first created God. His first man as well, Adam. So that would be the Lord. Then you have our king, who is King David. Then you have Israel, the princes of power, Yasharallah, which just means prince of power, prince of powers, princes of God. So the stories of the so-called demigods will pretty much be us. And then you have the guys that's below them, if we fall off and we don't handle our business, which would be the Esau, the Edomites, the so-called white man. He will rule. There's two people prophesied to rule, serpent seed and a woman seed. And if, let me make sure I pull that out. So this is prophesied from the beginning of time. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel, unto the woman. So this was actually prophesied from the beginning of time, that there was going to be a group between two people. Now the prophecy between the serpent seed and the woman seed, the serpent seed, well, the dragon, the snakes, that would be the Edomites, King Herod, whatever. And the term serpent fits well with the way they corrupt people. They speak and they spit poison. They poison your mind, or they burn. When poison do burn, they poison your mind, like a logic blade. So like them being called a serpent is very accurate. So you got the Edomites, and then below them would be, I would call them lost gods. This is more like the fallen of Israel. The Israelites that just, they don't understand who they are. They in a stupor. They don't understand where they at. They lost in this truth. So yeah, you got them. But if you want to go by the hierarchy in its most basic sense, the simplest form of like the hierarchy between like the gods and the head, we're gonna keep it very simple in 3 categories. We can go to 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, Yahusha. So that means the man he so-called called Christ is the leader of us, and the head of every woman is the man. The God of the woman, the God of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is the Most High. And there you go. Now, Salakia for that. Thank you for your time. Y'all have a nice day.